You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM. The most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM. WZYE 95.
suffer like this. You said that you will take care of the poor, just like you did in Egypt. When Pharaoh had the Israelites in bondage, you delivered them. But here again, we are in the same khaki pants. We have those modern Pharaohs who oppress the poor, who represents Israel. They confuse us with so much lies. Not even thinking that we will realize. And if we criticize, we could be ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from the poor. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Never be up to judgment day. Oh, just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites delivered. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Oh, we just can't go this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites still in day. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, we just can't go this way. Lord, we just can't make it this way. No, 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 we just can't go this way. Please hurry up with judgment day.
I say you get up one morning, your elders have something. You don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with a dragon, now you keep watching because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. I say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it can how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something, with the eagle eye you keep watching because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. I say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming, but black man to get a little something. So when you hear you get a little something with a dragon, now you keep watching because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking. You get it easy. He got to practice economy. From getting licks from the slave master to become the landowner. Brother, is a terrible journey, packed with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to rise up, you got to stand up, pick up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. You got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming, for black man.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. At times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And folks, don't forget, we're streaming live on WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, as well as on WZYE TV on YouTube. And if you like what we are doing here at WZYE 95.9 FM, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and also share the live to many of your other friends. Share it far and wide, ladies and gentlemen, because we are the true tellers of radio in Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the diaspora. Let me repeat that. We here at WZY 95.9 FM, with yours truly, Professor Warshik and Uncle Tommy, are the true tellers with respect to the different things happening in our beloved country of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is how we start the thing here on WZY 95.9 FM.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have dad on WZYE, Santa Medite.
And of course, that is the man himself, the loved doctor, Dr. Rennie Mohammed. And you know what we'd say here when you join us. Doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear. You have a purple t-shirt, you have on a purple t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt, a cream t-shirt. Each and every one is welcome in the village. With yours truly, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy and you. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mazatania, Xenorania, Sonoranias. Each and every one is welcome in the village on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, let me bring in the man most well known around the Twin Island of TNT, the man himself, the man that was once a country bookie, but no longer you can consider him to be a country bookie. He have gone far and wide, and he has made himself global. This is global Uncle Tommy. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, Global Uncle Tommy Country Bookie. Uncle Bookie Country Tommy.
Tommy, what the, I like I like how I like how you cut me down. You say global country bookie, Uncle Tommy. Or you go we go around country bookie at the same time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
So how you doing, Mr. Chumake?
I can't complain, boy. I did have 5 miles on a stationary bike today. You know, Tommy, boy. Today, boy, was cold, boy. Cold and windy, boy.
Yep.
Cold and windy, boy. I don't really complain about the cold, to tell you the truth, but today was cold and windy.
Yeah, that's the fall, the spring switch.
Boy, spring. You know, it's supposed to be 50 something degrees tomorrow.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Just so, boy. The coolness just hit me just so, boy. Just so, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's spring. Spring is very unpredictable, especially April month too. It's almost April.
Yeah, boy. So, Tommy, let me go to the chat. Boy, Keisha come back with a bang, boy. Keisha is back. Keisha is back, boy.
Keisha.
I wonder what's the meaning of the name to Keisha.
What's the meaning of the name to Keisha?
Yeah. That have some type of meaning in it.
I'm sure there is a meaning. I'll figure it
Yeah.
out right.
Keisha, tell us what was the meaning of that the name, because that is a kind of a unique name. It look like it have Japanese in it. Ta, right? That's Japanese, right?
I remember Stevie Wonder's daughter was Love is Taisha. The meaning of her name. Isn't she lovely? Remember that song?
Oh nah, I remember that one.
Isn't she lovely?
Oh, isn't she beautiful?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I could tell you play the pan very well.
Yeah, yeah.
Eh, ah, the teacher says good night to you, Tommy. Caribbean Soul, welcome.
Good night, Kish.
Yeah, good afternoon, WZYE TV and listeners. What boy Caribbean Soul calling Takesha the Lioness, boy? That's a good one, you know. Hey, look, my partner from Chumaka Clavantil, boy. Curtis Montreal, boy. My Chumaka partner. Um, what should the government spend 60 plus million to promote property tax ads?
To inspire babies rich, fulfilling life.
Here's what is.
It translates to life or alive and well. When baby starts their life, they're going to have so many different paths that they can take to find meaning and success.
It's an Arabic word. It means life, alive, and well.
Okay. Life, alive, and well.
Yeah, Takesha.
Okay, boy. She have a big name there, boy. That's a strong name, a powerful name there, you know. That's a powerful name. Now, Caribbean Soul, you said that Wall Street, the government sends 60 plus $1 million to promote property ads, right? Property taxes ads. I will really and truly like for us to figure whether that is fact or fiction.
Yeah, because we don't want to be given misinformation over there.
Eh?
We don't want to be given misinformation.
Yeah, 60 million just sound like a whole lot. I'll be honest. 60 million sound like real money.
And that's promoting the property tax ads, you say.
Right, that's what he said.
Let me fact check that right quick. Let me see.
Wall Street can't get with Saddam about the property tax. A lot of people still don't understand how it works. You know what?
How much did Trinidad and Tobago government spend promoting property tax?
Let me see. Let me see if I have that for a number here. Let me see. Darren, let me do the let me finish the chat first, and then we go. Let me see if I have Saddam Hussein number. You'll give him a call. Thanks for that, Darren. Some people say he still doesn't understand. PM built a headquarters for 148.8 million. That's what people to come and collect food costs. Why they didn't take that $100 million and help poor people? Okay. Bizram boy from Fishing Pond boy. Bizram, what happened? What you sick with? You must send you some medicine. No? You must send some Cafenol. Cafenol is where you get sick, right, Tommy? Cafenol.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And some Buckley's, boy. Buckley's does knock anything out, you know, Bizram. You know, I think they banned Buckley's from in the United States.
Why they banned it?
Is that some kind of thing in it? Hey, Carice, welcome, boy. How you been, Carice? Yeah, we didn't see Carice in a little bit, boy. I ain't see Carice in a while, boy. Carice, what going on? People surprised how Rowley spoke yesterday in Parliament. That's nothing new. She unlike bad man, so she get one. Oh God. Oh boy. Yeah. Takesha said they say French. But what they say to me about Takesha, what it was again?
Well, they want
Arabic, you said?
right. It means life.
Okay. But you know, when I see that name, I say I know that is a powerful, that's a kind of powerful name, you know, boy. Yeah. Yeah, Takesha said thanks. Vidya boy, Vidya in Orange boy, Vidya, welcome Vidya in the house boy. Tommy, what do you think Vidya means? Try Vidya, Vidya. Tommy, we fact checking people name today.
We're checking out
What
meanings
is Vidya?
again.
Huh? BIDYA. Bijam say vex. NASA Mohammed from Rio Claro, boy. Bijam say he want to pay 3%. He wanted to pay 10%. Nah, Bijam, he ain't want to pay no 10%. Nah, I don't think so. NASA, welcome. NASA, where you joining us from? NASA Mohammed from Rio
Pedia,
Claro.
Pedia means correct knowledge.
What? Correct knowledge?
Yep.
What about Bijam? BISRAM. Bijam. Let me see what Bijam. BISRAM. What is Bijam? BISRAM. When you doing first names tonight? We fact checking all your first name, eh? Since we the fact checking, right, Tommy?
Right.
Bijam say I will skip 2 meals and pay the property tax. Yeah, Bijam. And all you, we fact check the Prime Minister too, eh? Since we the fact checking, we fact check the Prime Minister too, eh? And of course, he was absolutely wrong again.
Bidram name meaning is Indian and from an altered form of the Hindi and Sanskrit personal name Vishram. From Sanskrit meaning rest, R-E-S-T. So it's not the real Hindi spelling. Bishram it's altered from Vishram, Vishram, and which means rest, R-E-S-T.
Oh, so Bijam is the watered down version of Vishram.
Right.
The lower version.
It's altered form of the Hindi Sanskrit personal name Vishram.
Okay, all right. So folks, we fact checking first names today in the village, yeah? Renwick from Tobago, boy. Hey Renwick, we trying to find out one person from Tobago. Tommy, I was listening to Heavy today. And a fella calling and said that he living in Mova.
Mm-hmm.
He get $196,000 ARV in Mova. Up in that trace. I knew you had a mansion up in that trace, but you didn't want to give the place.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead. When you're done,
All right.
I'll tell you what I heard.
Go ahead.
I was listening to WESN this morning.
WESN?
Yeah, and a caller called in and said that he pays $3,000 a month for a small apartment. However, when the appraisal came, or should I say the proposed appraisal, and they gave a ARV of $8,000 a month for his space. As a result, his landlord told him in 2 months or 2 weeks, or something to either 2 months or 2 weeks, he's going to be raising his rent to $6,000 a month.
From 3,000?
Yeah.
To 6,000?
So, yeah. So I said, and the host of the show also said the same thing. These are some of the things that we have to be mindful of that is going to happen once they give these flawed appraisals and proposal for taxes. The landlord has to be able to pass on his new tax rate or his skewed tax rate to his tenant. So what that does, it brings hardship to the tenant.
But Tommy, we stated that
Exactly.
right at the beginning.
Exactly. We said it's gonna affect. It's gonna affect not just the homeowners.
Go ahead.
But the renters are gonna feel it.
Yeah. All of these things we stated clearly and told the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We can say we don't want to. This is not boasting or beating our chest, but we were giving you a pre-warning of the things to come.
You see,
But
what's really sad, like I said the last time, it's really sad that these people don't think things through. And now that it's the crap is hitting the fan and it's splattering all over everybody, they're gonna be all screaming bloody murder.
Correct is right. Right? So Renwick, we're looking for somebody from Tobago to give us an annual rental value that they receive from the evaluation committee. Mr. Florida says Takesha in English language means God-fearing woman. Oh God. All right. NASA, when you say house tax, what exactly do you mean? Because we have a fact check video coming up. When you say house tax, what do you mean by house tax? Are you saying that all countries pay property tax? Because I don't know when you say house tax, if you mean property tax. So just clarify that for us. Right, Tommy?
Correct.
Because we have a fact check on that. Because the Prime Minister says property tax are levied all around the world. That's the Prime Minister's statement, eh? And we fact check that statement. All right. So Caribbean says so. Call Munilad and explain about the 60 million in property tax. Caribbean soul on point. And in addition to that, we have something to tell you all, because listener, you know, we are not trying to reinvent the wheel. We are just giving our experience here with certain things that Trinidad now going to try and experience. For example, what you see that 2% tax? That 2% tax not staying 2%. Next year, that 2% could become 2.2%, 2.3%. Correct or right? Correct or wrong, Tommy?
No, you're on point. And 2% is still repressive.
Correct is right. 2% is still regressive. Right? And so Takesha said she was paying house tax. So what is the difference between house tax, land tax, house and land tax? What do you mean you was paying tax 23 a year with land and building tax?
Right.
So
land and building taxes.
Land and building tax was the house and the land tax.
Yes, that's what it was called before, land and building taxes.
Right. So when NASA says house tax, is it land and building tax? All countries pay land and building tax, or all countries pay property tax?
Well,
we don't pay house tax in America.
You can say land and building, you can say whatever. It actually amounts to the same thing, which is taxes.
Well, I want to think property tax. Property tax include land and building.
Absolutely.
Right. So for us, when we pay property tax, it includes land and building.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm trying to understand now. If you say house tax, that means previously was the land and the house as well.
Yes.
So they just change it from land and house tax to property tax.
Well, it's the same, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. The same difference. Land.
But there's no land and building tax anymore.
Well, it has it took on a new name, which is property tax.
Okay. So all right. So the Caribbean Soul says land and building is the British version. Property tax is just an updated name, but the government is doing it right. They're hitting us hard with numbers, right? So we agree.
Yeah, they're bungling up the whole thing. They, because the proposed ARV, they are very skewed. They're all over the place. The, and the methods they use to determine the ARV becomes ridiculous at one point, at some point, because what type of tiles you have down and this and that, that's all ridiculous. It should be clearly the size of, if it's 1,000 square feet, 2,000 square feet. That's all it should be.
And it's very simple, you know. So Caribbean Soul says I was paying $4 before they stopped it. Bijram is saying I think they're gonna bring land tax later. Nah, I don't think that, Bijram. What says you, Tommy? I don't think so.
I think that they need to simplify the whole process. If your house is on an acre, it's on an acre. If your house is on one lot, it's on one lot. If your house is 1,000 square feet, that's 1,000 square feet multiplied by whatever for that acre. If your house is 2,000 square feet, it doesn't have to be so complex and so complicated. And it don't matter what the hell you have inside your house. It's the size of your house.
You know, Tommy,
Simple.
we have made it. We have made it so simple here in the United States of America. We have simplified it. And in my estimation, it appears to me that the government did not look at other jurisdictions. Because if they had looked at other jurisdictions, say that again.
They just complicated the whole the complication. They bungled the whole operation.
Yeah. So, and that is so correct. And the thing about it is that the Prime Minister actually told the people of Trinidad and Tobago that you're going to be paying more property tax. He said it. I will say he said it indirectly. So listen to this. This is the Prime Minister in the Parliament.
Side who own property abroad would know that in most jurisdictions, the tax is assessed every single year based on the state of the economy. Every year. And they don't have to come to ask you anything. Even here, I heard somebody saying, talking about dog kennel and counting rooms, childish gobbledygook, wasting parliament time. Madam Speaker, when my tax moved from $144 to maybe, I think it was $1,200, nobody ever asked me anything. Nobody ever knocked on my door. The valuation department did its work as an independent.
You hear that? He already told you that if you own property in America, every year the tax change. Bijram, welcome.
Yeah, good night. Here it is.
Yeah.
It have some land in the lagoon, right? In
Yeah.
fishing pond and all over from meat and all about, right? Yeah, it ain't no house there, but people who utilizing the land have to pay tax. All people still paying tax on land. So land tax and building tax, I think it's two different things, right?
So
you follow me?
Yeah, but do they have deeds for the land? They don't have no deeds for those land, right? Do they have any deeds for those lands? Do they own the land?
No, it's lease land from government, but you still have to pay a tax. Every year you have to pay tax to the land.
Okay.
So if you have the government, they come out clearly. If you have a house on a land, the house tax or the property tax that different from the land tax, find out that carefully.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
only a property tax come out there, the land tax they said they will add in after,
Yeah, we go.
later, sometime.
Right.
You follow me?
Yes, yes.
I don't know if you want to believe that, right? But people not following it carefully. After maybe some years after, they will add in the land tax. So you could do some query on that if
Yeah.
it's possible.
No problem. We go do that. Yeah,
Right?
man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. And Tommy, I think that makes sense to find out if the property tax is all inclusive of land and building. Because, mind you, and folks, listen carefully, your property tax, there is a great possibility next year your property tax will be increased. KFC, welcome. Your property tax. Hey, there is a great possibility. Turn down your computer. Turn down your computer. Your property tax will be increased. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah. Good night, Mr. Worship.
Good night, man.
Good night, Mr. Tommy.
Good evening to you.
If she love, if she beautiful, what? Mr. Tommy, pull out that song, why? Yeah, seriousness, Mr. Worship. Tommy can sing when he's old school too, you know. You know music.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
the brains to get out one. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, KFC. I was a performer for many years.
Yes, right?
Tommy say he was a performer in the young
years.
years. Yeah, isn't she beautiful?
Yeah, that is. But what shit? But that tax thing, them landowners and them, they go raise the rent and tenants.
They have to. They have to. They are going to. They are going to raise your rent if you're renting from any landlord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My tenant, the landlord tell him what next week she go and put something on the rent and all kind of thing. I want to know what she go put on the rent, you know.
Well, think about it this way, right? If it is 2% and she paying an extra $300 a month, you understand?
But yeah.
Somehow she might say, well, all right.
I not paying. Yeah, me watch it.
Yeah, we listening. Yeah.
I not paying $2,000 a month.
Okay.
If she put $300 more, that's
a big amount.
She go support.
Listen.
A big amount.
If she put 300, that's about 15%, you know.
Yeah, but
10%.
Them landlord, them real grabbelicious and greedy. You know what? Should them put more pressure on the poor people there?
Well, listen. In the
you have to realize it's a system that is forcing them, because if the system tells her that the $2,000 is collecting should be $5,000, she would go up to $3,000-$4,000 easily without even thinking about it.
Correct. So KFC, for example, right? You paying $2,000, right?
Yeah.
The government comes and tell her, you know what? That you could rent that apartment for $3,000, as an example. So she gonna say, all right, I only renting it for $2,000. Then I could get an additional $500 because you don't know what is her property tax. She ain't telling you that. You understand? You don't know that. So she could tell you, we charging her additional $500.
She can say what she wants.
She can whatever she wants because you don't know. You the tenant. She don't have to tell you what her property tax is going to be on a monthly basis or a yearly basis. You understand?
Sure.
So what the government should do, the government should make it transparent that people can then know what the annual rental value to the property, so the landlord can overcharge somebody. Right? Because if you don't know, I could tell you, well, again, you additional charge of $500 because of property tax. Right? Because if property tax means to say that her property tax is $6,000 a year, 500 times 12, $6,000 a year. It might be 6,000, but that could be a way for her or him to get more money. And
Yeah.
that is the system
I go,
fault.
so that property tax is oppressive for people who rent it and thing, boy.
Absolutely across the board.
That's how scrupulous landlord, you know.
KFC, I have said the tax is regressive and oppressive. When we made that statement, people say, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Because once,
As
go ahead.
Or should I see the Prime Minister going to this soil again, boy? All the pushing out all them moves now, so boy. Some property, some housing, look at the gambling, somewhere in Marcus or somebody. And he talking what he said, if you know your family have any gun and need a pillow, go and make a report to the police station. Anybody have any family members who have them big machine gun on them, go and make a report to the police station.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What should I look for?
Yeah, man.
The program. What to me sing that song with if she love me, if she beautiful. Love and respect.
Yeah, man.
Love respect, love respect.
Tommy Yaman singing that song. Oh God. Tommy, this thing serious, you know. This thing very serious, you know. People have to understand. That's why when we first said this tax is regressive and oppressive, and the 2% property tax is still regressive and oppressive. Because somebody have to pay the piper, and it would not be the landlord. And Prime Minister Rowley, Colin Booth, Faris Al-Rawi, Stuart Young, Rohan Sinanan, Terence Diaz Singh, them don't have to worry about that, you know. Them don't have to worry about that. And remember when the Prime Minister says, if you don't own a property, you don't have to worry about property tax? Really?
Rubbish.
But you're being generous. Garbology.
You know, the thing is that he talks so many, he's not even aware of what some of what he's saying. Either he's not aware or he's just into tomfoolery.
Or he don't care.
All of the above.
Could be both. All of the above. Here we go. All of the above. Right? All of the above. So if you don't own property and you are renting, now, I will say that if you are renting from HDC, like we grew up in the planning up in Chumaka, Clavantil, right? I don't think the HDC will raise the rent due to property tax. Now, I don't know if the HDC pays property tax.
Maybe ABC's HGC is the only way you can get out, and maybe he was referring to HGC tenants when he made his statement.
Nah, Tommy, you're trying to game her out. He was talking about
anybody
in general.
I'm trying my best to give him a out.
Nah. Sorry. You misstump. You get misstump. You misstump. You put your bat back in the crease.
You told out on that. Okay.
I told him out on that one. Yeah. So if we live in the planning in Chumaka, Clavantil, and I am not sure. I don't think, but we can find out if the HDC pays the government property tax. I would think not. I can go out on a limb and say, I don't think the HDC pays the government property tax. Right? So if the HDC doesn't pay property tax, they ain't raising no rent. You could stay with your rent. However, if you are renting and have a landlord, there is a great possibility, 99.9%, expect a rent increase as soon as them get their property tax. Somebody got to pay. And that's to just show you the government didn't look at this very carefully. And when we come back, we have a fact check we want to share with you all. Because it is sad that the Prime Minister goes into Parliament and try to mislead the population. That is sad. And we have fact-checked him. Just as how we fact-check other people, right? We fact-check him. So, Caribbean Soul says, hold on. The land was donated to the people. So the government. Hey, Mr. Florida, welcome.
Hey, good evening, Mr. Tommy. You hear me properly?
Yeah, we hearing you.
So, Mr. Hansen, the thing that I take about out of this tax here now, that all these families, all these children would not have any more disposable income. Would want to save a lot to help the grandchildren, to help the children. They won't be able to save no more because
you're breaking up a little bit.
And more
you're breaking up. You're breaking up a little bit. Yeah, a little
you hear
bit.
Me? You hear me better now?
Yeah, right. That's good. Stay right there.
Right. So the thing is why I get from this property tax, Mr. Answer, Mr. Tommy, that the old people, the senior citizens, and the parents will not have no more disposable income because this is an extra bill. So normally the grandparents and them who's pensioners who have their homes, they'll be able to save a little something out of the pension or the little money that they get to help their grandchildren. It won't be no more. It will be non existent. But if you really check it out, every year this property tax is going up and up. And the thing is, what this government is targeting is the pensioners. Look at the pensioners' property evaluation and property tax for the year will be more than average because the pensioners' house they want to get. So they will leave this burden for the grandchildren to pay if the senior citizens and will be able to take your property. So this is my point. So look on and listen and we'll talk about the hour soon.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah.
Yes,
you see, Tommy, yeah, it's a great point. You have less disposable income.
Which is true. Yeah. But the only hope we have is that it's a democracy and that there's the power of the vote to make a statement if you are not in agreement with what you're being meted out. So there's hope.
All right, Tommy. All right. If you want to say all right. I'm not gonna challenge that statement. But Tommy, again, when they told the people, what is $50 a month? Or you're going to get a property tax of $50 a month. You mean $50 a month in the first year? $50 a month in the first year. So when you said $50 a month, did you mean $50 a month for 10 years, $50 a month for 5 years, or $50 a month for 1 year? I'm just asking the question.
That's all. Let's go to the top of the hour, and when we come back, we'll delve into it some more.
Thank you very much. So, folks, it's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheet, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And don't forget, you can send your voice notes or your WhatsApp calls to 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to In the Village with your host, with Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy.
Okay, all of a sudden, Tommy.
Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake.
Hi, this is Rihanna.
All right, so that don't want to play tonight.
Chris.
What's up, y'all? This is Nicki Minaj.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
We come to you every.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Listen to the Prime Minister.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Captain Singh.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
We'll play that for you too.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
His up is looping.
What's up? It's your boy Usher.
What's up, y'all? This is Beyonce.
It's your boy Chris Brown right here.
Playing nothing but the best. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy and Professor.
All right, I'll take it off. Somehow I'm not hearing it. All right, I took it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just took it off. So, folks, I want you guys to listen to this, sir. And this is a statement from the Prime Minister, and the statement being fact-checked. And all I'm trying to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, that when you hear statements, right, and it sounds too good to be true, just fact-check it from anywhere. So take a listen to this.
Are you going to pay the bills to give what you want to give with jumbie beads? What you going to pay it with? Huh? We didn't invent taxation. This is a tax which is levied all over the world because it is deemed to be reasonable. Coming here and telling people that the valuation department should have gone to every single house and talking nonsense but dog kennel.
Fact check. No Prime Minister rally, this tax is not levied in certain countries around the world. Therefore, Prime Minister rally lies again. As the global conversation on taxation evolves, it's important to recognize the diversity of fiscal policies around the world. Notably, property tax, a common source of revenue for many nations, is not universally applied. There are countries that have chosen alternative paths, either by not levying property tax at all or by implementing it at minimal rates. For instance, nations like Bahrain, Liechtenstein, Monaco, Georgia, and Malta do not impose property taxes, allowing property owners to truly own their homes without the burden of annual taxes. Similarly, the United Arab Emirates and the Cook Islands offer environments where property tax is absent, fostering a welcoming atmosphere for investment and entrepreneurship. In the Caribbean, Cayman Islands stands out as a country with no property tax, aligning with its commitment to sustainable development and ecotourism. This approach not only supports environmental initiatives, but also encourages foreign investment and property ownership. These examples illustrate that while property tax can be a significant revenue stream, its absence does not preclude a nation from achieving economic prosperity and attracting global investment. As Trinidad and Tobago considers its fiscal strategies, it may be beneficial to observe these international models and assess the potential impact of different taxation policies on economic growth and development. PM Raleigh needs to be transparent with the population of Trinidad and Tobago.
All it is that before these guys go making these speeches, they need to do some fact checking to see if what they have written or they propose to speak about is truthful or it's incorrect. Plain and simple, straight up and down.
Well, you see, Tommy, If you believe that you can easily fool people, you can use this spaghetti theory, throw anything up on the wall and see what will stick. And this is not the first time that he have made statements that, remember the last time he said about a vacation? That was inaccurate. But remember what I said 35 years ago before I get married. A
I
liar.
have
I'm a liar.
memory.
No memory. So he goes there. And when I hear this statement, I say, but wait now, boy. I say, boy, you mean to say that property tax is universal around the world? Around and Tommy, the man said his statement bold and bad, you know. And he didn't even think about. And folks, that is what we do here. That is what we do. We bring you information to educate you
And
and
we speak
inform you.
truth to power. We speak
We're
truth
not
to
here to
power.
bash. Correct is right. We speak truth to power. You may not like it.
But it is what it is.
You know, some people say, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And all we are trying to get is the politicians to improve their level of honesty with the people of the country. Now, let me go back to this one yesterday. I played this one for people yesterday. Remember yesterday, we told you guys about fact-checking with respect to Donald Trump, right?
That's
We told
correct.
you guys
That's
about
correct. That's correct. And that's what first world countries are doing, especially the United States.
Exactly. And here it is.
Joining us now with a fact check. We'll start, Steve, with the issue of crime. Take a look.
We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed and where crime is rampant and out of control like never, ever before.
He's always going with the carnage, Steve. Is it true?
No, crime is not out of control like it's ever been before. And in fact, crime is actually continuing to drop under President Biden. So let's take a look at violent crime. This is per 100,000 people in relationship to our size of our population. And you can see that violent crime actually since 2020 has dropped by 15%, 339 violent crimes per 100,000 people. It's below any place it was during the Trump administration, and it's had this huge drop in 2023. The same is basically true of property crime. You can see here, this is people robbing homes and things of that like. Down 7%, 1,830 per 100,000 people. So this is a complete fiction that crime is up under the Biden administration.
There's also Donald Trump's false claims when it comes to President Biden's energy policy. Listen to this.
On day one of our new administration, we will end Biden's nation-wrecking war on American energy.
Okay, Steve Ratner, again, what are the facts?
We have had record energy production under the Biden administration. This combines nuclear, fossil fuels, and renewables. And you can see here that we have never had energy production this high. And then the other thing.
Do you think there will ever be a day in Trinidad and Tobago where the media will be able to truly save the people from the politicians?
To me, that's a splendiferous, marvelous, fantastic, spectacular question. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Are these media houses in Trinidad and Tobago asleep at the wheel? What's really going on?
Well, I will say that it's a sleeping of convenience.
Okay. Because why? Because the main spender or advertiser on most of their channels are government or opposition or one or the other political organization.
Okay, Tommy, take this.
Okay, I'll take that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't say no more. You hit the nail on the proverbial head. You understand? When you listen to them guys and them talk in parliament, you in the media, you go and fact check the prime minister, you mad or and get victimized. Boy, any man say whatever you want to say.
What you say, you say. Who care what you say?
Whatever he say. Yeah, whatever he say, he say. If you want to say whatever it is, just let him say it. And you know what I mean? And to me, in my estimation, I want to believe that before you make them kind of statements, you should at least double check it. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mr. Florida. Yeah, Mr. Florida. Oh, he connecting. He reconnecting. You have to use
internet.
Florida. Use his cell phone, man. Yeah, he reconnected. Yeah, Tommy, I will think that. Let him call back. He go call back. I will think that, Tommy, that as the prime minister of the country, before you give out that type of information, that you or you will have somebody say to them, listen, I go in the parliament and give out this information here. Can you double check to make sure this is accurate?
Right. That's all.
And Tommy, that didn't take no time to get done.
But they don't
and
care.
that is the difference. You really think they don't care? You think so?
If they care, they would exercise caution.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Florida.
So, Mr. Finances and Mr. Tommy, I know you deal with finances. But the question I want to ask is that, all right, so this government did the 3%. So they done did the calculation and they put everything in order. So how come they just switch it from 3% to 2% just like that? You know, then fine if you have the in paper and have something written down and they say you have this and that, how could you just change something from 3% to 2%? And then you say so then you calculate the money corporation and them at this 3% that people value the property and whatever. And now you say 2%, you're gonna get less money. So kind of confused because if you set a standard of money, a certain money to do certain things in the corporation, how many with less money you could do it? So I want to hear your point of view on that. I know you deal with finances, for me deal with finances.
All right. Yeah. Tommy, that's very simple. Right? Because think about it right now. Before property tax, the government basically funded the regional corporations, right?
Absolutely.
So the government allocated, I get this one 14 million, I get this one 5 million, I get this one 10 million, I get this one X amount of millions, right? So they made a calculation based on a 3% tax that, all right, I might only collect 75% of the taxes here in, I go use Lavantil, for example, or the San Juan Lavantil Regional Corporation, right? I used to give them 14 million. I might only collect 10 million, for example. So I have a deficit, right? So instead of me having to put out 14 million from the government coffers, the people in those communities are now paying for that. So if there's a shortfall, the government only have to make up 4 million. Simple. However, Tommy, let's go in the reverse. Let's say they used to give the whatever corporation is for Westmoreland, right? And they used to give them 10 million. However, the government collect 20 million. Is Westmoreland getting the whole 20 million? Or because the government used to allocate 10 million to them, they continue to allocate 10 million to them, but they keep the other 10 million? You see where I'm going? So that is a question when, Mr. Florida, when you're talking about it, that is my question regarding how this money is going to be allocated. Because in my estimation, if the government is saying whatever tax collected for that corporation, they're going to be allocated that money. If the government picks up $20 million for the whatever corporation is Westmoreland, Westmoreland should be allocated 20 million. But what happens if the Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation picks up less money than was previously allocated? Has there been any other discussions about that? And they're talking about local government reform. So these are questions. And that is when we talk about transparency and accountability. The government should be coming to the people and tell them, all right, if the Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation, we allocated in 2023, we allocated $10 million to the Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation. If there's a shortfall of that $10 million, we will allocate the difference to make it up. If, right, there's a surplus, the corporation will keep the surplus. But listen to this. When the government collect the property tax, how did the people of Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation know how much money the government collected?
These are some of the questions and some of the things that the opposition has to deal with and should be dealing with.
Correct is right. Listener, I am giving the opposition. Listener, we give them property tax. We give it to them. We did. We give it to them. Right? And these are some of the questions I believe they should be asking in the parliament.
Yes, because I'm sure they realize that the whole thing is being bungled and it's repressive. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. But they have to be a louder voice and be more, take a better stand on, or stronger stand on making sure that the right thing gets done.
Yeah, Mr. Florida.
Yeah. So yeah, I understand. So that is my point exactly. So this is what I was trying to figure out. I know you did brilliant there. You bring it straight up to the point. If certain areas in Trinidad and Tobago don't need as much work as other areas, because we know there's the rich areas that the road is well paved, garbage collected, the place is being cut, water side, no potholes in the roads or anything. These certain areas collect a certain amount of money. Would they take money from that corporation to help other corporations? If this corporation don't need all that money, because let's say you collect for San Fernando, you collect $25 million, but all San Fernando needs is about $5 or $6 million just to fix certain areas and all that. Would they take the rest of that money and help areas that needs more help than others?
Correct.
So this is what I try to figure out how things going on.
Yeah, man.
But great point, Mr. Anthony was brilliant there with that suggestion.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely, Tommy.
No
and
doubt.
I made this point previously, I made this point previously. I asked the question, well, let me make a comparison between whatever corporation is the Westmoreland in and the Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation. You know for a fact that the annual rental value in the Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation is going to be way lower. Well, it's supposed to be. Let me say it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be way lower than Westmoreland and Valsayn. and Lands Park, right? If you collect more property tax in those areas than in Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation, and there's a shortfall in Samuel Laventille Regional Corporation, then what happens? What happens? You see? And these are the type of questions, in my estimation, Tommy. And I want you to put in your 2 cents, or your 1 cent, or your 5 cent. That is my beef with this property. First of all, Tommy, if the government was being transparent, they would have put mechanism in place for the money to go directly to the corporation.
Absolutely.
And not to the consolidated fund. Because once that go in the consolidated fund, you don't know what kind of shenanigans go happen over there.
Well, what happens is that they are obligated to finance each and every corporation, whether the money goes into the consolidated fund or it goes directly to the corporation. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other when you really think about it. And it's less work for the corporation to be trying to manage the funds and so on, so forth and so forth.
But then, Tommy, there is no local government reform then?
No, that was just old talk.
Oh, okay. Could I not? There is no local government reform?
No. That is just old talk.
Yeah, because if it's still going to the consolidated fund and then being allocated to the... Tommy, the thing about it is, though, I don't understand how there's not more of these kind of discussions with respect to the things that are happening in the country.
When you really think about it, it don't really make the people a difference. They really don't care. The opposition, the opposition should be the voice of the people, or at least the conscience of the people. The opposition, well, what's really going on? Not only that too, when you really think about it, sometimes you when you listen to the parliament, you want to feel as though it's a dictatorship because the speaker shuts down the opposition at every turn. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. And that too has to change. Because when whoever is in power appoint a speaker of the house, that speaker is going to be pro that party. Simple.
There's no objectivity.
That's the way it's always been. Yeah, it's just. Let me go to the chat. Highly said that graph is fiction. Which graph? The graph with Donald Trump? Oh, it going to be fiction and the man just fact check it. That's the only graph we put up, right?
That's right.
I don't know how that will be fiction. Patricia Hutchinson, welcome. Pleasant good evening to Professor Warshid and Uncle Tommy and everyone locked on. Have a great evening.
Good evening.
Darren Red said the media is owned by the 1% Wall Street. Okay. Carrie, Ivan, where you joining us from? COP, welcome.
Good night to you, Wall Street.
Good night.
And good night to you, Uncle Tony.
Good night, Uncle Kunji.
You're so right. The Speaker of the House, operate like if she mother and father Gishida Parliament over there, and I could shut down this and I could shut down. I could do what I want inside. I could tell you when to talk and I could tell you when not to talk. That is how the Speaker of the House speak in Parliament and operate in Parliament. It have no other Parliament in the Western Hemisphere. The Speaker is so biased, rude, and disrespectful.
We're gonna fact check you, so be careful what you say.
Uncle Tony?
I'm saying we're gonna fact check you, so whatever you say,
So me say you go fact check your COP. He say you go fact check you.
But I not Uncle Tony fact check me. If Uncle Tony fact check me, I will be on the program right through. I went through that. But Uncle Tony, when I speak with authority and I speak with knowledge. I speak with information. It have no speaker in the house in the Western Hemisphere that the operator how our speaker is. The opposition will move a motion to speak in Parliament of the crime in this country. And the Speaker of the House will say that is not of importance. Well, Uncle Tony, the Speaker of the House will say that not of importance. Why is people dying all over this country? But Dr. Rowley say, I have to call him Dr. Rowley, you know. Dr. Rowley say, you must pay property tax. You have to pay property tax. Dr. Rowley, that's what the people them vote for. Why it is Dr. Rowley don't have to pay no property tax. And he had 9 businesses. And shares in companies all over the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Why Faris Alwari don't have to pay property
but listen to this.
tax for all them buildings and them?
But COP, listen to this. I want to believe, listen to this. I want to believe that if the Prime Minister owns a house, he has to pay property tax on that house.
Absolutely.
Unless it's a government-owned house. For example, right, the White House is owned by the government. And the president lives in the White House. So if the prime minister lives in the prime minister house and he doesn't live in his house, he don't have to pay property tax on that. But if he moves back to his house in Glencoe or wherever it is, I would think he has to pay property tax on that.
Whether he moves back to it or not, as long as he owns it, he's supposed to.
Yeah.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
I not even going over there. I not even going over there. Okay. Because this Rowley administration is so vindictive and deceitful in the thinking and the representation to the people of this country. Wall Street. If Dr. Rowley had to pay property tax for the little home, well then that is just about it. But what about all the business people who have all houses, mansions, and the renting it out, the renting warehouse, the renting government building? Them don't have to pay no property tax.
I agree with that.
Them don't have to
listen, I
pay
agree.
no property tax
right.
now.
I agree that the commercial properties that are owned by all these big businessmen, including ministers, them don't have to pay no commercial property tax right now. I agree with that. And that shouldn't be. I agree.
And this is the only island in the Caribbean that commercial place don't have to pay property tax. This is the only country in the Western Hemisphere only poor people have to pay tax. The only country. And it have no other country in the European countries have to pay 3% tax. This is the highest we have in the Western and the world. That is a fact. Wall Street. A 12-year-old boy, Dr. Rowley, research that. A 12-year-old boy, Dr. Rowley. Thank God he passed common entrance. It's so sad. It's so Wall Street. Do you know that in 2016, the Ministry of Health revealed a statistic that we have 1.4 million people in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and 1 out of every 4 suffering from some mental issue? That is not my statistic.
No, I heard something about that.
That is the Ministry of Health statistic.
Right, I did hear something about that.
And when you look at that, that is over about, let me say, about 400,000 people walking around Trinidad with some mental issue. Dr. Rowley speak to those people and them when he's speaking to them about property tax. Those are the people and them that fill up Dr. Rowley meetings when they go all about in Port of Spain and these places and them. Over 400,000 people
walking around with mental issue. Great is the PNM, great is the PNM. My mother is one, my father is one, and I got dead one. And you can't even buy a textbook for a child to go to school. Most of the parents in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago skipping lunch. Skipping lunch. And Dr. Rowley, you want to charge them property tax. Property tax. And they contented with that. Wall Street, HGC billings. These PNM supporters of them in all those HGC high tower buildings. They owe in the government $1.8 billion. The oil HGC, $1.8 billion. Why Dr. Rowley don't go in the PNM areas and tell them all they need to pay that bill? All they need to pay that HGC bill. If them can't pay that, they go pay property tax now. And these are the people them saying, well, these are the people them that come from other Caribbean island and end up in Trinidad over here and decide to be PNM until they're dead. And anything the PNM say, they say yes. That don't make sense, mothers and fathers. Why you might want to be a PNM until you're dead? Well, think about the other children and them, the children and them coming up. Think about your children and them coming up. What type of people will sign up for a property tax bill that if you don't pay, you could lose your property? That is this is the oldest country in the Western Hemisphere all over the world. That is the law. Wall Street, it have no other country property taxes like that. If you can't pay, you can lose your bill.
No. COP, in this country, in America, if you can't pay your property tax, they could put a lien on your property. Somebody could buy the lien and you could lose your property. And that is what could happen.
Yeah, but that's after they give Tanti and Granny a lot of penalties and offers and all these things.
No, that is after.
No, but Wall Street, why I don't go with the American laws? The American, what all they're doing over there, it is completely different to our laws in Trinidad and Tobago.
I agree. But we could learn from it, though. We could learn from it.
Yes, we can learn from it, but we cannot learn biasly and advantageously. We cannot learn that way by our leaders teaching us the American ways, but with harsher penalties than the Americans.
Right. And COP,
that makes sense?
No, COP, and we here, Tommy can speak for example. I personally believe that even 2% property tax in Trinidad is regressive and oppressive. And Prime Minister Rowley, Colin Burt and them shouldn't be paying the same tax as a person, as a poor, disadvantaged person in Pinal, Lavantel, Sabo, and so on. Them shouldn't be paying the same 2% property tax. They should be paying under 1%.
This man, Wall Street, this man built a building in Port of Spain with 100 and something apartment in it. He don't want to pay that. And all sell out already. He don't want to pay that. The person who buy a power nail and pay tax for that, and buy galvanized and pay tax for that, and buy wash tub and pay tax for that, buy blocks and pay tax for that, and build your house. Now we have a white man sitting in Parliament that Rowley put over there to say, hey, look them black people in building nice little house and thing, boy. Let me hit them a property tax. But in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, when we put gas in we car, we pay 5% tax for proper road. And when we buy a tire, we pay 3% tax for better road. And we're not getting that. We're not getting that in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. If you go Grenada road better than ours. Barbados, the road better than ours. Right Tobago, it better than ours. St. Vincent, it better than ours. Because they appreciate the citizens voting for them. So they represent them with distinction and honesty.
All right, so
not what we get in Trinidad and Tobago.
Leave it there. Thank you, man. Bless.
Wall Street, have a nice day.
Yeah,
have
man.
a nice night.
Yeah, all right. Take care. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, some of the points you make is very important. You know what I mean? Darren, we tried to call Saddam, but nobody pick up the phone. Edison Prince. I think that's the first time Edison Prince actually come into the chat, you know. Walls and Uncle South in the house here inside. Welcome, Edison Prince. You always join us every day, every time we are on, but you just join us. And this is your first, I think this is his first appearance. Edison, is this your first appearance actually in the chat? Yeah?
I
Yeah,
thought I
beta.
heard it before.
You think you've seen before? All right. Oh God, look at Miss Ramsey. Oh God. Yes, she does that. Okay. All right. Carry. Oh. Wait now. You know, it's funny, eh? I am looking at this person named Carrie Evans, and it's a short name. We worked at the New York Stock Exchange together, and I now, I now figure out who it is, you know, right? Is a former um employee,
Fellow employee.
yeah, former mate of mine at the New York Stock Exchange. Yeah. She have a big work now, big work boy. Carrie, welcome. I think Carrie, I think is Carrie your daughter? I think I remember, I think so, But Evange, I just get it. I get it. When she say North Carolina, then I understand it. Yeah. The speakers know the speaker. Hey, and Tommy, let me tell you something about this young lady. Between 2010 and 2015, when we was traversing the tri-state area with then opposition leader of the PNM at that point in time, we had some loyal people used to attend to every event we had. Every event. That person, young lady, was one of those. She attended every single event because she was a fan. I don't know if she's still a fan, of the opposition leader of the PNM at that point, who is now the prime minister. Right? And every event, boy, we had, when we had events, it used to be packed to capacity. Packed. And upscale. Very, very excellent, splendiferous. I mean, anyway. Captain Singh said, no, the speaker said that is not inaccurate according to standing orders. Mean Gene, what's up? What's up, Mean Gene? How you going? Tommy Mean Gene say, what's up?
Hey, Mean Gene, what's going on, brother?
But Mr. Ansem, if Rowley paying property tax, it is still taxpayers' money using. Now, Judy, I don't know if this is accurate. Tommy, I need your assistance here. Judy says politicians are exempt from all taxes. I don't think that's accurate. And here's why I don't think that's accurate. Because if I go to the grocery store and I buy goods in Trinidad, do I not have to pay value-added tax on certain items?
Absolutely. Now let me check that.
Yeah, because I will think that if I go to the grocery store, right, I will have to pay taxes, value-added tax. I have to pay VAT on the food stuff that I buy. Yeah. So
are politicians in Trinidad exempt from all taxes?
Oh God.
Are politicians in Trinidad exempt from all taxes?
Yeah, Carrie, it's about time. I couldn't. It took me a little while. It took me a little while to kind of figure it out. Oh, okay. All right.
Exempt from all taxes.
Oh, I now figure it out. Carrie is short for Caroline. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. I now figured, and Ivan is short for evangelist. Okay. BB, where you joining us from? New York Lockton. BB, where you joining us from? BB joining us from from New York. What part of New York? Now, Tommy, Capitan say pigtail is VAT free.
All right, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but no, I think that's correct. So highly said citizens who pay taxes on your home, that is ungodly. Imagine you don't pay and you will no longer have a home as a citizen. The home you built with your money and you pay taxes on all materials. But highly, in the United States of America, we pay property tax on our property. If for some reason you don't pay your property tax, right? They could put a tax lien on your property and they could sell your tax lien to someone else, and that person you'll have to answer to that person. Simple, right? Yeah. Captain Singh say Imbud put that out for Creoles. Mr. Florida says, Mr. Ansem, politicians get perks that's given to them, food, gas, housing, etc. Yes, I agree with that. Politicians get perks, but I don't think we could make these statements that they don't pay any taxes. Eh? All right, BB say from Queens Village. All right. I think my brother lives in Queens Village too, you know. I think my brother lives in Queens Village, you know. I think so. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Captain Singh, the UNC want Rowley to jam them. Man is at UNC and he's saying Rowley jam them. Heidi says, Ansem, I'm not talking about USA. Why are you telling me nonsense? What nonsense you talking about, Hailey? But Hailey, most of the times, a comparison is made to the United States. And when they make comparisons, sometimes they don't make it to the best of the best, you know. They just make it to the worst of the worst. Anytime we make anytime the government making comparisons between Trinidad and Tobago and somebody else, it's not the best of the best. It's normally the worst of the worst. Tommy, you find it?
I don't think that they're fully exempt from everything. I think there are limited exemptions that they are given.
I want to believe that. I'm just using the example of going to Massey, for example. Right? If I go to Massey and I am a politician, does that cashier know that I'm a politician and I'm not supposed to collect taxes? However, in the United States of America, if you have a non-profit organization, you could get a tax exemption from the state of New Jersey that when you go to a place like Home Depot or you go any place and you are buying goods and services for that non-profit organization, it's tax exempt. Even if you go and buy a car for that organization, it's tax exempt, right?
Right.
So, all right, this is new to me. This is new. This is new to me. Mr. Flores saying.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tommy.
I really don't think that they get 100% tax exemption. They just get tax breaks to buy a car and things like that. But go ahead. You go ahead with what you say, Mr. Flores.
And they get perks. You know, they get vacation, they get phone, they get food, they get a lot of perks, right? So they don't really have to spend their salary to do much. They get travel vouchers, they get a lot of things. But I don't think they're exempt from every tax. Now, Mr. Florida is saying that politicians have a tax exempt card. That's the first time I've heard that. Tommy?
It's news to me too.
Mr. Florida, are you saying in the United States or in Trinidad and Tobago or in the Caribbean?
We need to talk to a politician about that.
Who can we call, boy? We gotta talk to somebody who was in government. Or
somebody who knows. Somebody who knows.
Who could that be? Let me try Dr. Munilala again. Because he was in government. Let me see. Let me see if he will pick up before.
I'm thinking Naked.
Yeah, if he pick up, I will call Naked. When that kid wasn't in government,
He,
he's in opposition. Um, Mr. Florida said Trinidad. He asked Karen.
Karen would know.
Yeah, Karen will know. You know what? Let me see if Karen will pick up her phone. Hold on. Let me try knock it. See if he will pick up his phone. Yeah. Oh God. Captain Singh say, Walls, do you know how much kitchen scrap by pounds is generated by Prime Minister House and how it's disposed of? That will make fine eating. Capitan, I don't know what you're talking about, nah? I don't, you know. All right. So, Tommy, Passat says, no, Mr. Tommy, the media is afraid of PM Rowley. I don't disagree with that. Passat, I agree with you.
I agree with him too.
I agree with you. So, no answer on that one too. So, Tommy Tommen and I wall in on that one. I totally agree with that. Because when you see a press conference in Trinidad, right, it seemed to me like if the media don't really want to ask any tough questions.
Yep.
But Tommy, I could
Any
understand why.
softballs.
I could understand why too, you know. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
you can understand why.
Of course, it's about dollars.
Yeah, but Tommy, I want you all to listen to something that happened today. There's two things that happened today, and it happened on two different radio stations, right? And one, Tommy, addresses people like you, Vidya, um, Curtis Monteshad, people, Trinbagonian citizens, Mean Gene Julian, Mr. Florida, people who live outside of Trinidad and Tobago, and we are patriots to Trinidad and Tobago. I will say this, I will go out on a limb and say this. There are many of us living outside of America and more patriotic than some people living inside of Trinidad and Tobago. Let me repeat that. There are some of us living outside of Trinidad and Tobago that are more patriotic than some people living inside of Trinidad and Tobago. Tell me, what says you?
It's true.
Let me ask you something. Right, go ahead, Tommy.
I agree with you. I agree with you because we have a deeper appreciation for Trinidad and Tobago when we leave Trinidad and Tobago.
Let me ask Mean Gene Julian. Let me ask him. Let me ask Jenny Sai. Jenny, welcome. Jenny Sai said correct. Let me ask Hailey. Right? Jenny said they asked no putting on question. You know, I don't know, you know the 90 10%, 90% good and the 10% other. Here's the 10% highly. Answer, how you patriotic when you always talking about the USA anytime people talking about Trinidad?
What highly?
Highly, put on that glass, please. Highly, put on that glass. Look, Injustice, I agree with you. Yes. Jenny says correct. Captain Singh, what about you? Capitan, what about you? Mr. Florida, what about you? Mean Gene Julian, what about you? Yeah? Carrie, what about you, Carrie? Carrie living in North Carolina, but yeah. Who else? Joan from Connecticut. What about you, Joan? We ask any question. We just ask any question. Right? Do you believe that many of us who live outside of Trinidad and Tobago are more patriotic than some people living inside of Trinidad and Tobago? And I want you guys to listen to this, and this is why I brought this up. Listen to this young lady. Yeah? And she says she does be under a red blanket. Told me she have a red, she'll be under she red blanket. Listen to this.
Okay.
And look, people here getting it too easy. You understand? And people overseas shouldn't vote here, on those kind of things.
Why?
They're not living here. They're not living here to actually feel the day-to-day effects of what money is being paid for. So they shouldn't be glad to say no. Glad to say no in America. If you work for 10 cents, you're paying tax on that. Here, 7,500, you're not paying taxes.
I think it's up to 7,000, not 7,500.
Right. But, okay, thanks for the correction. But what about in New York? Everything you pay tax on. If you work, no matter if you work for $10 a week, you have to pay tax on it, unless you work.
Tommy.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear what she just said?
Yep.
Why do they make these type of statements?
Because they're trying to justify what is being presented to them by those who are managing their affairs.
But Tommy, she get two things they wrong already, First of all, she get the 7,500 incorrect, and she get the taxes incorrect. And then you know what? And Paul Richards, the senator, tell her, go back under your red blanket. Yeah, that she go back under she red blanket, because it seemed like when she come out from under the red blanket, she does lose sense of right from wrong.
Yeah, she loses.
And that's the sad thing, Them just call the radio station and had their facts so wrong, and they just talk like if they know what they're talking about. I tell them, sometimes you don't know that you don't know.
Exactly.
And if I tell you that you don't know,
you don't want
to know that you don't know. Even though you know that you don't know, and I'm telling you that you don't know. Tommy, you want me to play the whole thing, Tommy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
And look, people here getting it too easy. You understand? And people overseas shouldn't vote here, on those kind of things.
Why?
They're not living here. They're not living here to actually feel the day-to-day effects of what money is being paid for. So they shouldn't be glad to say no. Glad to say no in America. If you work for 10 cents, you're paying tax on that. Here, 7,500, you're not paying taxes.
I think it's up to 7,000, not 7,500.
Right. But, okay, thanks for the correction. But what about in New York? Everything you pay tax on. If you work, no matter if you work for $10 a week, you have to pay tax on it, unless you're working under the books or under the counter or what else they call it. But I mean, come on, man. People overdoing it. Look how many taxes people having a good living, doing their own thing, and then I put in a cent in the government coffers. But they won't go to roads, They want their drains cleaned, and they were self-employed. Well, don't talk about them, so people need to give this thing time to work, and we can't always be critical. We must want to help the country that we live in.
I mean, I will agree with you, Zena, that we have to see what is done with the property tax and how that's going to work. How it's going to work with the revamped local government system. Well, attempt to revamp. But I know when they will say that.
All that we have to
I know
try.
when they will see nothing happening.
Well, nothing is happening because the taxes aren't being collected yet, and people are going to pay a little bit.
There have been some
All
taxes
the
collected.
land and tea property don't want to pay taxes
Why are
because
you
they're
saying
not
that?
court. Look, give me a break, yes.
Go back under the blanket. Go. Pull it up. Go.
No. And on there, you can't come out from under it, you know.
I can hear that.
It's up to my
We
neck.
can tell. I could tell. I can tell. You want anybody here decided?
So here it is. There are certain taxes that people in New York may not pay directly, depending on their individual circumstances. Some example are state income tax exemption. Certain types of income, such as Social Security benefits, may be exempt from New York State income tax for eligible individuals. Sales tax exemption. Some items or transactions may be exempt from New York State sales tax, such as certain food items, prescription medications, and clothing items under a certain price threshold. Property tax exemption. Certain individuals, such as veterans or senior citizens, may qualify for property tax exemption or reduction based on their age, disability status, military service, or other factors. Inheritance tax exemption. New York State does not impose an inheritance tax, but there may still be federal and state taxes to consider. Gift tax exemption. While New York State does not have a gift tax, there are federal gift tax rules that may apply depending on the value of gifts given. So when you say everything, you just anyway.
Yeah, that's not true. As a matter of fact,
it's just not true.
If you're making $10 a week, you don't have to pay taxes on that.
I mean, yeah, boy. Boy.
Some people talk as though they are 30 on everything that happens in the US when they don't have a clue.
Yeah. And we talk about Trinidad and Tobago because we do the research.
That's it.
That's what we do.
We fact
we don't
check
come
it.
here and just we fact check it. We don't come here and just run we mouth because we need to run our mouth. I mean, we have our next video at the top of the hour with somebody running their mouth, but we'll see. Denise, welcome. Enjoy, welcome. And just as I agree with you, Mr. Wall Street, Hailey says, am I lying? Lying about what? Okay. Mr. Ansem, Mr. Florida say you are correct. Hailey says, I talking about Trinidad, you talking about the USA. Okay.
Oh boy.
Capitan say, who dead, who live. Pantis say, go look in the mirror and see who put PNM in power. Okay. Yeah. And just as I agree with you, Mr. Wall Street, when I talk to people in Trinidad, I know more of what's going on in Trinidad. That is true. It's some people, I talk to them and they say, but where you hear that from? How you learn of that? Yeah?
It's true.
Because we are passionate. Yeah. Mr. Florida say, Ansem, she called from St. Anne's. Oh, God. Yeah. Vidya say, we have more say than those ignorant people. She only won the barrel. Oh, God. Hailey say, oh, God, look Hailey come again. Ansem, you for property tax in Trinidad and Tobago because you have to pay property tax in the USA. Your contribution is bringing burden on the country. What? Tommy, can you explain that to me?
I don't know. I don't know what he's saying, but what contribution?
I don't know. Maybe because we get the property tax lower from 3% to 2%. That's bringing a burden on the people.
It looks that way. What is he doing?
I don't know. Alim, where you joining us from? Alim Ali, where you joining us from? I don't understand that comment now, Alim. But folks, it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We're going to go for a quick station identification and we'll be right back. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this quick message.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting, you know. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope. Now tell me something, how we really want we cope. When the children breathing in too much gun smoke. And the Coast Guard can never see a boat. You're sounding like some goats when they come looking for votes. Fit the empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But look, the moderators in another body in a drain. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. Of course, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, folks, don't forget, you can get us on WZYE TV 95.9 FM, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook, WZYE TV on YouTube, and you can also get us on X, which is Twitter, WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, folks, if you know people who like what we are doing here, you can share the live to WZYE TV on YouTube or WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook.
You can
so JB,
you can also reach us on WhatsApp by calling the numbers 973-868-1444 or 973-609-6509. Remember, these are WhatsApp numbers.
So therefore, there we go. And you can also send us your voice notes on those numbers as well. injunction by Tobago's Dennis Jimenez dropped by the court. JB, what injunction is that? Tell me about that injunction. Was that the injunction against? Tell us what that injunction is.
Against Bali, I would imagine.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I guess
Maybe
so.
he's making all these allegations that Bali is doing so many wrong things.
Well, there was a letter from the Integrity Commission, that a letter bearing the letterhead of the commission and purporting to have been issued by the commission captured investigation into alleged improper conduct of Mr. Trevor James in his capacity as Secretary for the Infrastructure, Quarries, and Urban Development of the Tobago House of Assembly is being circulated in the public domain. The commission advised that this letter is fraudulent and accordingly advised the public to disregard the letter and its contents. You see, so never done.
Yeah, they're trying hard to railroad the TPP.
Yeah.
But I think Tobago people are more astute than Trinidad people.
Oh, here we go. So what he just sent me is that the court injunction on Friendship Connector Road lifted. That was the problem they had in Tobago with respect
yes.
to, that road that was fixing it.
That road, yeah. Yes.
Right. So that injunction is lifted. So I guess they can go ahead and finish.
I finish it up. Right. Very good.
Very good. Very good. Very, very good. Very good. So, you know what? Let me call that guy, man. That guy, I send that guy a message, boy. Them PNM people not easy, boy. Let me call him again. I want him to give my excuse now. Ansel Dennis. I call him on Messenger. Let me see if we go pick up this thing.
But he asked that you call him.
I sent him a message. I sent him the message. He didn't answer.
Oh boy.
Well, he knows me calling now. So maybe like my number going around Trinidad and Tobago, but everybody know my number.
People don't answer that.
All right, no answer from the political leader, the PNM. Yeah, Uncle Tommy, but Tommy, I called him on Messenger because I don't have his I don't have a number for him. So I called him on Messenger. But Tommy's not his friend, so he can't call him on Messenger.
No,
Trinidad Margo, well. Arjun, oh God, look, Tommy, look who come back now. Capitan drop Capitan and he come in now as Arjun. He's in your
Hey, you're welcome as whatever you want to be.
Don't matter, right?
Don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, Capitan. You could come as Arjun, you could come as Kapiza, you could come as Captain Singh. Come as you are, man. We welcome you just as you are.
Correct.
So Tommy, another thing happened in the parliament. And I want to play this one before we go to that. Hold on, eh? Okay, let me play this one first. There were two economists that had something to say about property tax. One was Dr. Indira Sajiwan, who was here, right? And there was another Dr. Indira Sajiwan, right?
Yes.
And then there was another one called Dr. Atz, I think. I'm trying to get her to come in on the program. And two of them had a kind of take on property tax. So let's listen to their take on property tax. Here we go.
Now to this, development economist Dr. Marlene Atz says a 1% reduction in the property tax rate for residential homeowners is more appealing to those homeowners. However, Dr. Atz says it could have implications for revenue collection. This as she knows that Finance Minister Colm Imbert has made it clear that the tax collected would be distributed to municipal corporations. Now, a bill containing several amendments to the Property Tax Act, including a reduction in the residential rate from 3% to 2%, was passed in the Parliament yesterday. As some UNC-led corporations have raised concerns about the tax on the population, Dr. Atz says corporations may not have as much funds as they budgeted for.
There will be that deficit based on what was anticipated or what was estimated to be collected from property tax and what actually now is collected. So there is going to be some shortfall that will have to be met, and I don't know what is the intention in terms of how that shortfall is going to be, that gap is going to be closed.
Dr. Atz believes that the government realized there was sufficient public concern about property tax returning as there is an impending increase in the electricity rate and a spike in the cost of living. Despite having to pay less money, she says, the annual rental value remains a concern. And specialist economist Dr. Indira Sajiwan says even with a 1% reduction, the tax on some properties remain high based on the government's valuation.
It comes down to the fact that the government needs to take a step back from what it has done, and it needs to engage in a proper process of valuation. But more than that, that process needs to be transparent and it needs to be communicated to the citizenry. We do not know what is the basis for arriving at the rental property.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has since defended the need for the tax, saying he is willing to suffer the consequences at the polls.
And here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
We are not afraid of being voted out for having done the right thing for this country. And I make no bones about that, Madam Speaker. We are not afraid of being voted out for having done the right thing for this country. And I make no bones about that, Madam Speaker.
Tommy Boy?
Oh, Uncle Tommy called him.
I don't know what. Uncle Tommy, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say either.
Sometimes I just at a loss for words, and but the Prime Minister told us it's too late for him to change, and he's been very consistent in his behavior, so we cannot be upset. You can't be upset with consistency, I don't think so. You think you could be upset with consistency?
Even liar without memory.
Well, he's still consistent, right? If he continues to lie, he's still consistent. So Tommy, do you think? Tell me what you think about this. Listen to this.
Madam Speaker, when my tax moved from $144 to maybe I think it was $1,200, nobody ever asked me anything. Nobody ever knocked on my door. The valuation department did its work as an independent entity within the Ministry of Finance. Look how many times we had to intervene today to tell them the Minister of Finance does not direct the valuation department. So why are they trying to tell the public is Imbert who do it and Imbert say? There is a valuation department with professional staff who does not take valuation instructions from the minister. Government engages in valuation with people in acquiring property for all kinds of reasons all the time. The Minister of Finance dare not intervene in one of those valuations and tell the valuation staff to give the man X dollars or Y dollars. So why does the opposition?
What says you, Tommy?
What can I really say? What can I really say?
That's what we're trying to find out from you.
There's a valuation department, professionals who comes up with these values. These are professional values.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. JB Harper said when the population get taxed in their perfume, bye PNM. Rishi says if you want answer, call Rory, he go tell you all you need to know. Now he ain't gonna pick up his phone. I tried. But Tommy, I listened to this today and I really wasn't shocked. But I'm surprised that these radio hosts in Trinidad and Tobago just get away with a lot, boy. I want you to take a listen to this.
Good afternoon and welcome. Caller, good afternoon. Caller. Caller, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Juliet.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, but Aruka, wherever you are. Juliet, it's not a big question that people say that every day come is just Kamala. And just say that sometimes you wish they could focus on some of the other issues in the country. Like people in trouble to get water problem, crime out of control, different things, you know. So if you just mix up your program and every day come Kamala, you should be glad because once Kamala there, PNM going to win the election one time, so they should be glad and encourage Kamala to stay there. But you cannot make an electorate that, hey, they get Kamala out. So if Kamala go out, and then PNM could lose the election. Once Kamala, based on your theory, once Kamala there, they could win. PNM going to win a hat trick. So don't encourage Kamala to go let Kamala stay and talk about some of the other issues in the country, like the killing and all them things, and the people can't get water and all them other different things. Thank you very much.
Okay, caller, you finished? You finished, caller?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. But let me tell that caller something. If he was listening from the beginning, he would have heard me mention that our program is a political program that deals with the issues on our political landscape as it pertains to the UNC and the PNM. Caller, you know what amazes me? I have listened to other programs and I don't hear those other programs talking about no issues in no country. I'm not going to talk about no murders in no country. Nobody ain't going to set me up to talk about no murders in no country. Let me put that out there one time. Unless somebody looking for me to get my death, I don't know. You want me to come to talk about murders in this country? Because if I go to talk about murders in this country, the road that I am going to go down, I might find myself at the end of a bullet. So I'm not going to talk about no murders in this country. Let the opposition, they're doing their work talking about it, let them talk about it. Let them talk about it. I think it's unfair to me because other persons running the program and all those other persons that running the program, nobody just tell them when they come and they have to stop talk about Rowley. All those other programs, every day if you hear them, it's only Rowley. PNM. Nobody do have a problem with that. Because you know why? Rowley's a black man, and when he's a black man, he's a bubbly. So he can biddy bubbly. But Kamala, she is my fair lady. We must not have nothing bad to say about Kamala Prasad Bisesa. We must not talk about Kamala Prasad Bisesa. To talk about Kamala Prasad Bisesa is a great sin in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, let me tell you something. As I said, I will talk about Kamala and the UNC ad nauseum. You all will get sick until you get it into your thick skull. Until you get it into your thick skull, that part of the reason that we are where we are today, it is because of this UNC and its various incarnations coming up from since the days of Eric Williams to now. All ain't getting the yet? All ain't reading the story? You all not reading the story? Part of where we are today, why we are today as a country, and had it not been for people like me, who went before me, or who came before me, however I want to put it, that put down their foot, Trinidad and Tobago would have been a worse off position than it is today. We would not have have independence, and we would not be a republic if we had given the UNC and its various incarnations in the past the hostile recalcitrants to have their way. But folks, keep it locked. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Come again.
Oh, well. Oh, well, what say ye? I can't hear nothing.
Tommy,
yes.
You come to, you are on the radio.
Yes.
You're supposed to be talking about current events in the country and things that are facing the country. And you telling the people, I'm not talking about murders in the country, because if I talk about it, I go down a road and somehow they go come and target me. You know, I want to give her a PhD in dotishology, a PhD in stupidology, and a PhD in foolishology. And she get those 3 PhDs all online. You know, I was gonna give she a PhD in madology, you know, but I go save that for next time. You hear that diatribe she just told there, but it is sad, Tommy. You have the ability to inform people and give people information about what's going on in the country of Trinidad and Tobago. And you coming and telling people you're not talking about crime in the country. Why is she not talking about crime, Tommy? Why you think?
You see, she's punched herself at the end of looking down at the end of a bullet or something of that nature.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right. And then she turned around and says that, well, Rowley's a black man. And they're talking about Rowley and this. Where that one come from? When we talk about Rowley, everybody know. As a matter of fact, the Prime Minister made statements about his blackness. He made those statements. Yeah. And I want to give her credit, though. I want to give her credit. Seriously. Because she admits that her program is a program that's 9 years behind times. Right? Because all she said she want to talk about is the UNC and Kamla Persad-Bissessar. And Kamla Persad-Bissessar have been in power for 9 years. So that program is a Jurassic, archaic, Stone Age program, almost a decade, you know. And them still talking about things 10 years ago. Them don't want to talk about things happening now. What about property tax? What about that regressive and oppressive property tax? What about that? What about the amount of murders happening in Trinidad and Tobago on a daily basis? All right, Tommy, don't talk about murders. Forget about that. Let me talk about education. How about the amount of students scoring below 50% on the SEA exam, which is coming up again soon? How about that?
This week it's coming.
Yes. How about that, Tommy? How about the 18% of people that look like you that are unemployed during the last 9 years? How about that? I don't think anybody will be upset with you or put a gun to your head if you talk about that. How about talking about the 40% of people that 40%? Where I get that one from? I want to raise it. I'm backtrack. How about talking about the 26% of black people living below the poverty line the last 9 years, the highest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, under a man you just said. They want to talk about the black man, under a black man. How about that? You ain't want to talk about that, boy? That not important?
Nope.
How about last year, the 65% of those who were murdered that look like you? You don't want to talk about that either? No?
Nope. Nope.
How about 100 CAPE scholarships and less than 30% of the students look like you? You don't want to talk about that either? That not important to you? Nobody gonna put no gun to your head if you talk about that? So all you want to come and talk about is Kamla Prasad-Bissessar and the UNC in 2024. Who you think buying that? But not only that, Tom, after all the things you have said about Indian people, you want to go and run in Shogunas? Shogunas, wait for me, east or west? Which one?
East.
Whichever one you want to go and run in. After all the things you have said about Indian people, you want to go and run in Shogunas? After all the diatribe, you said some of the worst things about Indian people, and you want to go and run now in Shogunas, east or Shogunas, whichever one you want to run in? Eh? You cannot be serious. You cannot be serious. But then, we understand. You have made it absolutely clear that your agenda is UNC and Kamla Prasad-Bissessar, nothing else. Your agenda have nothing to do with country. Your agenda is just to focus on the UNC and Kamla Prasad-Bissessar. And that caller who called in make absolute sense. Right? If Kamla Prasad-Bissessar have lost all the previous election against Dr. Rowley, Tommy, wouldn't you want her to go up and run in 2025 against Dr. Rowley again?
If you want her to lose.
Right. Wouldn't you just you keep her there? Because then it'd be easy for the PNM to win if she's such a loser.
Correct.
Look, I don't know, eh? Something wrong, boy. I guess I'm missing something. I'm missing something. There's something I'm missing. I'm missing something. Folks, all it tell me now. I'm missing something. France, welcome. France, where you joining us from? France coming and say that man is the best snake oil salesman so these shows of TT. Oh God. Juju say if you don't like the PNM governance, pack your bags and go. Yeah, boy. All you Juju say pack your bags and go. Yeah. And Tommy, but wait a minute. When did the UNC form as a party? The UNC been in what, 30 years? 35 years?
Yeah, it's not an old party. It's probably half the age of the PNM.
Yeah, and what are you talking about independence? What? You know.
She's saying it's many incarnations.
Oh, the UNC had a carnation in 1962 too?
Apparently, she's implying that some other party is the UNC first name or something.
Okay, folks, I'm sorry that we had to bring that up, but I like, me personally, I like when they are honest in their tribes. So we know for a fact that whenever you tune into 91.9 between 2 to 4, expect it to be UNC and Kamla Prasad Besessa. That is it.
Yep.
Full-blown metal jacket. Don't expect to get any brain food. Don't expect to get any brain food. Don't expect to get any education. Right? Expect to get miseducation or misleading things, especially when Mr. Aru study. Right? Them did JB Apple said them did radio broadcasting at ALTA. Tommy, what is that?
Alta.
Yeah.
Sure.
JB, what is that? Give me the give me what that is. Yeah. Trinidad Margo says, could you believe many people listen to that nonsense? Listen, Trinidad Margo, I have to be honest with you. There is a lot of them who listen to that diatribe every single day. They listen to it. And when them start, oh God, yeah, non-stop, you know. Ailey, Capital want to know how goes it. Okay, JV, them old fat brigade, one pensioner will support Juju program. What do you mean? Not only that, them supporting the property tax too, you know. Them telling you bring back the 3% property tax. Yeah? Yeah, them want to pay the 3%, boy. The only people Tommy, I never understand that. You are pensioner, and some of them poor, and them want to pay 3% property tax. The rich people who can afford it, them don't want to pay 3%. I'm missing something.
We are all missing something.
The people of Federation Park was the first set of people to come out against that property tax, the assessment that they received, and the annual rental value. And yet, you have these RPNM go along, get along, PNM gang calling a radio station and telling them, I want to pay my 3% property tax. Why? You had to give them credit. No, that you had to give them credit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They're not gonna pay them credit. They're gonna pay it cash. So don't give them credit.
Oh God. All right. Well, Tommy, so we could explain that differently. Yes, if you SC. Yes, if you nuts and bolts. What is that? What is that one?
I don't know.
Oh, you want to see it yet? That is it right there.
Yes, if you SC. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Beyond me. What's to be?
Which one are you reading? Oh, this one here. Hold on.
Capitan. We didn't get assessed for property taxes.
No, I think they did, man. They ain't get anything yet. Michael Mirage, welcome. Hey, look, we partner Ambrose, come boy. Ambrose,
Yeah.
welcome.
Welcome, Ambrose.
Yeah, what is your position in paying your property tax in TT? Because where you live in New Jersey, you sure have to pay. Oh God.
Nobody's against paying taxes. We just want something that's sensible, equitable, and fair.
Correct. So Ambrose, here's in a nutshell, right? We were 100% correct when we initially stated that the 3% property tax was regressive and oppressive. We were proved correct because the government decided to reduce the tax from 3% to 2%. So we stated that, and we were 100% correct. Secondly, we stated that the property tax was never 2.7%, it was always 3%. We were accurate about that as well. And now we are saying again that the 2% tax is regressive and oppressive. And until a person in Chumaka Clavantil will have to pay less percentage of the property tax than a person living in Westmoreland, Lange Park, and other communities like that, then that property tax will be a property tax where every creed and race can find an equal place. But if it's not like that, it's going to be continue to be regressive and oppressive. What says you, Ambrose? So you are asking the position. What is your position, Ambrose, on property tax in Trinidad and Tobago and the 2% property tax?
Nobody's against property tax, always saying that it has to be fair, sensible. Yep.
Okay. Ambrose says, how much more equitable and sensible can this be? It is 2% of rental value. Why are you leaving that essential point? Because it's a significant point, Ambrose.
Yeah, because 2% the ARV, but the ARV are calculated willy-nilly. There's no sensible way of doing the ARVs. They want to know what type of tiles you have, whether you have porcelain tiles, you have ceramic tiles, a whole bunch of garbology, when it should simply be by the size of the unit and come up with a sensible way of pricing the units based on the size and location.
And that is so simple, Tommy. And Ambrose, if you live in America, Ambrose, which I think you do, I'm not sure. Yeah, Mr. Florida. Hey.
Hello, you hear me, Mr. Answer?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening again, Mr. Answer, Mr. Tommy. So that clip you show with that lady there just now, she's speaking and she says she's not going to speak about current events. The reason why she's not going to speak about current events, because if she speak about current events like crime, no water, bad roads, education, PNM will look bad.
Correct.
Bottom line.
Correct.
So she will never do that.
Correct. 100%
so,
correct.
So she will continue talking about UNC because if every day goes by and she keeps talking about UNC, the same thing over and over and over and over, it becomes redundant and people just lose interest. That's the bacchanal those people listen to. But here's the next allergy, Mr. Answer, Mr. Tommy. So let's say people pay the property tax and the government do bare minimal, right? Because it's a yearly tax, right? And for the year, they do barely minimal fixing the place. And they come with a rhetoric now stating that we have to increase the property tax now because we need more money to do more things. And then as years goes by, they do the same thing over and over. Because to me, what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago is that there's so much technology. Now paving a road, patching a road, now we have so much different new equipment, machines, that two guys will come and they will pave patch up a long strip of road, just two guys with a truck.
Correct.
We have the same technology that we was using in 1980 in Trinidad. That's why roads cannot last. I cannot believe we have a pitch. We have contractors. We know the technology, but they're not inheriting the technology. That when you pave a road, that a road cannot last more than 5 years without being destroyed. With only 1.4 million people, America have much more heavier equipment than Trinidad, vehicle-wise, everything-wise, and the road is always properly maintained. Trinidad have 1.4 million people, and the technology doing the roads and what's that doing digging up is the same from 1980. It's not improving in the high end, same contractors. So now people will say, if you do decide to hire contractors from outside the country, you will say you're not giving people work in the country. But how could you have contractors doing mediocre work that when they pave a road before the year ends, you have to do it again? Reoccurring expense, just like public servants. So how could we have money? And then if the PNM is not repairing anything and fixing anything, and the roads are getting destroyed and it's getting dilapidated and worse and worse and worse. Every time rain falls, every time a vehicle passes and it's not repaired, it's getting worse and worse. So when it's time to do the work, we'll continue the same contractors to do mediocre work. So less than a year will last. You see, we need to understand. And it's the same thing you guys were talking about the other day. When nepotism, friends and family hire you without proper education, you will learn the work, but you will learn basic because when technology get improved, you was never studious and you never had the intelligence to pass the exam. You get pulled in a job through our friends and family. So you would not know how to use the modern technology. You don't have the capability of understanding that. So they rather leave an engineer to work in a grocery and friends and family hire somebody who didn't pass the exam. How would they be able to move future? They will know the basics, what they've been taught through a person, but they won't be able to educate themselves for future. So there's a lot of mediocre work going on. The nepotism of friends and family, and we will continue going on and on. This property tax ain't make no sense because nothing will be fixed. So I'll look on and listen.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Always excellent contribution, Mr. Florida. Ambrose lives in New York City. Ambrose, do a little survey for your own self. Go, depends on where you live. Go to your next door neighbor, Ambrose, and ask them if they say, if you live in a house, wherever you live in a house, even if you don't live in a house, go to your next door neighbor and ask them what percentage property tax they're paying. And go to the next neighbor and ask them what percentage property tax you're paying. I can guarantee you, I'm guaranteeing you, Ambrose, that both of them not paying the same percentage. Let me repeat that for you, Ambrose. Go to 3 houses on the block, just 3. Take 3 houses and ask each one of them, just ask them what percentage of property tax they are paying. And I guarantee you, each one of them will give you a different percentage. You know why, Ambrose? You know why? Now, if I use my PNM education to tell you why, I go get it wrong. So let me use my USA education so I could get it right. You know why, Ambrose? Because their size of their houses may be different. The amount of land might be different. One might be a 4-bedroom and the other one might be a 3-bedroom. And the other one could be a 2-bedroom. Right, Ambrose? That's why. And not only that, but go to our next house. For example, go to our house in Canarsie. Well, don't go to Bedford-Stuyvesant. Because Bedford-Stuyvesant now, it's only $1 million brownstone. Right? Before Tommy, you could have get a house in Bed-Stuy for 200,000 or even a little 50,000 back in the day. But it's different now.
But soon.
Yes. And property tax is based on location, location, location.
True.
That is property tax. That's why in certain communities in New Jersey, the school system is better. They collect more property taxes. All right, Ambrose. Ambrose, yeah. Ambrose says, me and my family do support paying property tax on the rental value. Okay. Gentlemen, you have accessors out there doing that job. Okay. Well, Ambrose, space to earth, they have been doing a poor job.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why, Ambrose? That's why the government had to go to parliament and change the tax from 3% to 2%. Oh God. But you know, Rennie, you're right, you know. What do you expect from a bag of coals? Not dust.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why you living in New York and you don't understand that a tax is regressive and oppressive when everybody across the board had to pay the same amount. Prime Minister Rowley living in $1 million house. He had to pay the same 2% as a poor person living in Chumaka Clavantel in a 2x4 shack.
You gotta realize this. Once you're drinking Balize juice, it don't matter where you are. You know?
But Tommy, he lives in New York, Tommy.
Yeah, but he's drinking Balize juice.
I want to think, Tommy, he has a global perspective rather than a local perspective.
Well, it's clear where his head is at.
You mean they send Bali TTG Post, the ship Balize Jews by TTG Post out of Trinidad?
Correct. Or maybe you got a substitute.
I don't know why that is so difficult. And you know the first thing people like Ambrose will say, oh, they hate the PNM. Or they hate Rowley. Why?
All we are saying is that we need to make our land sensible, good, better, best. That's all we're saying.
As a matter of fact, maybe Ambrose wasn't here last time. Ambrose, I want you to listen to this. Watch this. Is it still there? What did I do with it? Look at this, Ambrose.
Under the Rowley administration, the PNMS property tax system exhibits illogical assessments. For instance, a modest 2x4 shack shown here was valued at an annual rental rate of $96,000, would incur a yearly property tax of $2,592, or a monthly tax of $216 after a 10% deduction. As previously emphasized, this taxation approach is deemed oppressive and regressive. The proposed 2% property tax under the new plan would yield identical outcomes. The recent revelations about the government of Trinidad's house evaluation process have raised significant concerns among homeowners and potential buyers. The Valuation Division's mandate to assess every property for taxation purposes has been marred by reports of inconsistent and inaccurate valuations, leading to public outcry and confusion. Such discrepancies not only undermine trust in the system, but also have real financial implications for those affected. It is imperative that the government addresses these issues promptly, ensuring transparency and accuracy in the valuation process. This will not only restore confidence, but also ensure that citizens are treated fairly and equitably under the law. The path forward must include a thorough review of the current procedures, implementation of checks and balances, and perhaps most importantly, an open dialogue with the public to rebuild trust. The Rowley administration must cease its general election gimmick tactic of merely reducing property tax from 3% to 2%. Instead, they should strive for equity in taxation. It is unjust for individuals like Prime Minister Rowley, Faris Al-Rawi, Stuart Young, Coleman Burt, and Rohin Sananan to pay the same percentage of property tax as economically disadvantaged individuals from the Indian and Black community.
What more can we say?
No, that you said it all.
What more can we say? And Ambrose, you know, you should be able to understand what we are trying to help the government. We trying to help the government, you know.
Correct.
We are trying because, by the way, Ambrose, I want you to do me a favor. Oh God. Florida say You sure it's not Heinz who evaluating those houses? You know, Tommy, this thing is, we knew this was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. We called this out right from the start.
From the start, we called this out. From the start, we knew it was going to happen. Right? And I am telling the people of Trinidad and Tobago again that this property tax ain't finished, you know. There is more to come. There is more to come. And I'm saying to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, whenever you get your assessment, you could either throw it in the garbage or contest it. And I think you should contest it. Everybody should contest it. Well, those in the go along, get along, P&M gang, them not going to contest anything. They could give them anything. Any amount of tax they give them go pay it. While the rich people in Trinidad, I bet you, most of them gonna dispute their property tax. Why poor black disadvantaged P&M people? Yes, them P&M black people talking about, I want to pay my property tax. I want to pay my property tax. Yeah, Mr. Florida, the fighting, Tommy, I have never heard in my life poor black people fighting to pay property tax. Tommy, when I get my property tax in this country, I just contest it. I don't care what it is. I contest any property tax.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to contest your property tax. That's what you're supposed to do. Because they could make mistakes. And there is a great possibility that in this country where we live, we go to Essex County taxes. And you go to your community first, and they have a tax assessor. And that tax assessor will say, boy, you know what? Boy, we don't want to go downtown to meet the big man, you know. Let me work something out. And they could adjust your property tax right there and then, and you go downtown and you sign it off and talk done. But black P&M people calling a radio station and saying, oh, I want to pay my 3% property tax. Tommy boy, we reach, Tommy boy, we reach.
Yep.
We reach. Yeah?
And fooled.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. We. I'm at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words.
I fully understand.
Okay, hold on. Let me see something. I'm looking for something here. Okay. All right. I missed that one. I was trying to look for something here on that property tax. Let me see. All right. You'll get to that some other time. Yeah, Tommy. I'm just amazed that people, instead of fighting property tax, you want to pay property tax. You saying, let me pay my property tax. Leave me alone. I want to pay my property tax. And the people in Federation Park questioning property tax. Them could afford it. Them can afford property tax, Tommy?
Absolutely.
And why they questioning property tax? They shouldn't be questioning property tax.
Because they know that's the thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, but folks, we want to hope that the government gets it right. But it just don't seem like they will ever get it right on this property tax. because they started from the wrong place. They should have taken surveys of the countries of the islands and see what property tax they are paying and try to mirror the property tax in Trinidad and Tobago. From my vantage point, I believe the government decided that we wanted to collect certain amount of money, and the 3% property tax will get us to that point. And we hope the people do like they did when they raised gas 3 or 4 times, and the Minister of Finance said they ain't right yet. They were hoping that the same thing happened. So I mean, folks, all we are trying to do is to educate and inform the people about their rights. And it doesn't matter whether you are PNM or UNC, whatever you are, you have a right to support whatever party you want to support. Huh?
The right thing is we care about.
That's it. Franz Murat says, one option we can explore is the use of ChatGPT AI to determine our annual rental value. AI might do a better, more effective job. I agree with you, Franz. I totally agree with you. Really. Use artificial intelligence, right? They could have done that. They could have compared taxes of the island, right, based on annual rental value, right? Compare that. Take the 10% discount and ask AI, what do you think the percentage should be in Trinidad? And it would have give you a percent. Mr. Florida said, I hear Heinz going for silk at Marcy a gallon. Okay. I never thought that Trinidad and Tobago will ever pay property tax because of the wealth they had and have. Well, I guess not.
Once upon a time, they had the wealth.
Once upon a time, yeah. So, Mr. Florida, France, Rennie Mohammed, Ambrose, if you're still there, Capital, if you're still there, go ahead, Tommy.
No, you go ahead.
JB Harper, Trinidad Margo, Rishi Singh, Arjun, brother, Alim, if you're still there, Lydia, if you're Hailey, Takesha, put closing comments in the chat. Mean Jean, if you're still there, put closing comments in the chat. Yeah. Sometimes this thing just think. Hailey. Right. Enjoy if you're still there. Passad if you're still there. Carrie if you're still there. Judy if you're still there. Edison, Darren Red. Joan if you're still there. Vidya if you're still there. Put closing comments in the chat, folks. So it's in the village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We're going to go for a quick station identification. We'll be right back after this. Stick and stay.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with Uncle Tommy and Professor Wall Street and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And I want to say this, Tommy. We are here in order for the people to think critical and don't just take everything that you hear or everything that you see. Whenever you hear something, think about it and say, you know what? Let me Google that and see if that is true or not. You see, because whenever the politicians are telling you something, you got to understand that sometimes they might be telling you for a particular reason or for you to believe something. When you listen to certain things in the parliament, like the prime minister giving out statements regarding property tax, I don't know if he believed that was true, or if somebody tell him, or if somebody wrote the speech for him and he was just regurgitating that, or if just in his spotty moment he just blurted it out. But as head of a country, you have to know better and you have to do better. And we have to expect better from the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, regardless of what side of the political divide you're on. What says you, Tommy?
Absolutely. You cannot just chew and swallow everything that's been stuffed down your throat. You have to think about it. You have to make sure it's what you want to eat. Make sure that it is the right thing to eat. Just can't eat every and anything that's been stuffed into your mouth.
And there you have it, Tommy. 100% correct. So my closing comment. My closing comment is if you want to make a difference in someone's lives, you don't need to be gorgeous, rich, famous, brilliant, or perfect. You just have to care. If you want to make a difference in someone's life, you don't need to be gorgeous, rich, famous, brilliant, or perfect. You just have to care. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. And remember, your circumstances may determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. That's on Thursday. Go ahead, Tommy.
Thank you. And my quote tonight is, when we sow a seed, we plant a narrative of future possibility. When we sow a seed, we plant a narrative of future possibility. And these are from this is from Sue Stuart Smith. Like I always say, you have to become that change you want to see. You, the man in the mirror. However, if when you look in that mirror, you don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Love you all. Stay strong. Stay safe. See you on Thursday, God willing. Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, France says AI will give you a response in another 5 minutes. France, in under a minute, in under 1 minute. You understand? Yeah, correct is right. France says, great show, guys. It offers a different angle on life in Trinidad and Tobago. And you know what? You're absolutely correct. You're 100% correct. We come from a whole different angle and a different perspective. And we are not saying that we are right in all the things that we put on the table, you know. All we are saying, asking the people is for them to think. That's all.
Well, just think.
Just think. Right? And don't take everything that you are told or everything that you hear. You know, and that's it. Mr. Florida says, closing comment, if sunset is nothing more or less than the opposite side of sunrise. Okay. All right. And just as to everyone and have a good night. Yeah. Yeah. That's all we're trying to get people to do. Right? We're not gonna come here and tell you, well, we're not talking about crime. We're not talking about current events. All we're gonna talk about is the PNM and the UNC. Right? I mean, we have criticized the UNC here. when Stand Your Ground came out, we talked about that. But anyway, we're going to leave that for another day. So, folks, we are out of here. Good night. See you on Thursday, same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. And you know we go out with our song. You know, this song was ringing in people's head now, boy, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we want that song to ring in your head because we think it's important. Folks, good night. See you. Bye-bye.
This is oh Lord, Trinidad and Tobago. This is DJ Bravo. I'm hurting you know. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a dream. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. Now with the love, with the vibes, with the hope. Now tell me something, how we really want we cope. When the children breathing in too much gun smoke. And the Coast Guard can never see a boat. Yes, I'm like some goats when they come looking for votes. Sit the empty promises, reading like a horoscope. Justice for sale in a fat envelope. Politically, all the answers is a joke. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. All I see in front of me, nightmares turn into reality. Like somebody build a monster factory. Parliament up against parliament economy. But let the moderators in another body in a dream. Somebody girl child missing, another rape again. And next road stain with somebody's son brain. Who take the S out of Port of Spain. This is a sad place. My country turned into a sad place. When I look around, it's only sad face. Our country turned into a sad place. It doesn't matter the religion, the color, the creed, or the race. It's our responsibility to take care of our place. Champion.